Hello. Hi, Cheryl, Joe, Catherine, Dell, Michelle, Sue, Kerry. I know, the weeks are going very fast. Hi, Jane. We seem to get to the next Thursday very quickly before I've got anything else organised or ready to go. I'm just trying to find my live on Instagram because I know there's some people there. I need to find it so I can see the comments. But it hasn't come up this time. Why not? It's interesting. Usually I get a notification. But I can't seem to find it. So I can see the comments on Instagram. I can see there are some people over there. Hello to everyone on Instagram. So I can't see your comments in the app that I use. Hi, Chris. Hi, Mark. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Donna. Susan, Liz, Wanda. Missed a few of you there while I'm trying to find my Instagram live. That's interesting. I can't find it. Maybe. No, that won't work if I switch to a different account. Usually it says at the top, live now. It's not playing the game. Oh, well, sorry. If you're on Instagram, I won't be seeing your comments and I won't be answering you. But feel free to pop over to Facebook or YouTube and I do see your comments there. Maybe I need to go there. No, that's Reels. Live streams. Hi, Soul Peter. Can you refresh? Yeah, I'm trying to refresh. I can't. It's really strange. It usually comes up. Oh, for you. That was some nice things that came up for me. And even if I look in live streams, no, never mind. Never mind. If it pops up later, I'll tap over to it. I'll just have my phone there ready. Hi, Kim. Hi, Leanne. Hello. Hello. What warmer weather we've had this week, haven't we? We got up to 16 degrees here one day. Hi, Diane. So yeah, it's been maybe that's I'm not going to jinx it by saying that's the end of the winter cold. I'm sure there'll be more. Hi, Lynn. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more. But that's okay. It's winter, and we expect that. And I quite like getting all rugged up in lots of layers in winter. So that's okay. Hi, Anne. Were you in today, Anne? I know Joe was trying to print you some more months. So I'm thinking maybe you popped in today. I'm working on the next Stitches Garden project, just waiting on a zip to finish that, and I'll have that ready for you. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Marilyn. Hi, Melissa. Locked in the bedroom tonight. Okay, so did you pick up your row? Hopefully you picked up your row. It was out the back there for you. Yeah. Okay, so have we got a few here ready? I've got a few on. We'll just wait for a few more to come on. Hi, Marilyn. Don't you miss Townsville winter? Yes, but not Townsville summer. Well, actually, no, it's the other way around, isn't it? Because it's the winter that's more humid than the summer, wasn't it? Or maybe it was the summer rains that made it humid. I can't remember now. It has been 20 years, but no, I do like my seasons. But yeah, it's not too bad. The heater's not even on out there yet, but mainly because I wasn't going to switch it on until Shed Guy goes downstairs. Hello, Lynn. We're talking about you yesterday. Were your ears burning? Yeah, because he's been in shorts and t-shirt for the last few nights. Hi, Karen. I see you're away. You're heading north somewhere. Hopefully it's for a nice weekend away. So yes. Anyway, so hi, Maureen and Judy. Hello, Kerry. Hello. Okay, we've got quite a few on here now, so let's have a drink. So my gin of choice tonight is, we've had it before. It's a Knocklofty Tayberry gin. So Knocklofty is the little hill mountain just right next to me. I used to walk up it, weekly a few years ago, and but anyway, that's Knocklofty, and it's a little distillery just in a backyard up there in West Hobart. West Hobart, that's the suburb where Queen Mary lives, or lived, grew up. Not where she grew up, but where her family homes are now. Yes, I did, Lynn, and I'm going to catch up again Sunday night for dinner. Oh, okay, just to Canberra. Nice. Hi, Annette in Melbourne. So this is their Tayberry gin, and they say Knocklofty Garden Gin is made with seasonal surplus fruit and berries rescued from local gardens. The fruit and berries are steeped in our gin to provide a unique natural taste. It's not quite as sweet as their raspberry one, but it's Tayberry, and it's actually quite nice, just with a bit of soda. It's going down quite nicely tonight. Hi, Gail. Passion fruit Gordon's gin. Oh, okay. I haven't seen a passion fruit one. In a Gordon's, I didn't even know Gordon's did anything other than their normal one. Anyway, that's quite nice. Okay, so what have I got to show you? As someone earlier said, Thursday seems to come around very quickly. Hi, Lorraine. So I never seem to be organised with something. I have to quickly throw it together and grab a few things from the shop. Joe and I went for a little drive today, ASA ladies. I don't think we have many ASA ladies here, but if you're watching, we went and checked out a new venue today. Pretty special, but we're just waiting to see what the quotes come in like. But otherwise, we may have our venue for next year if they're doable. Yeah, I can't believe that no one knows about this place. It is new. It's fairly new, but it grew during COVID, and it's just massive. Yes, the gin will warm me up, along with the heater and a hoodie and a blanket when I get back out to my lounge room. I am in the coldest room of the house when I do this, and in summer I'll be complaining it's hot. But anyway, okay, so that was our little day today. Yes, Marilyn, I'll let you know as soon as I know, as soon as we negotiate prices and see if it will work. Okay, so a couple of things to show you. First of all, Donna has been busy, and made a new version of our Jojos pouch, Jojos garden pouch. This was a Tilda Club project a few years ago, and then we did it in other Tilda fabrics, and we've run out of those. So Donna's made it in the new Creating Memories line, and I think it is the spring summer collection from the from Tilda Creating Memories. Ducking dog stop. I'm glad it was the ducking dog. I spent the day at the Quilters exhibition. Oh, Melissa, lovely. I've been trying to see all the winners. I've seen like a couple people post, but I keep checking their website to see if they've listed all the winners yet. The best of show looked amazing. And I saw, I think Cherie put up her entries, and I'm thinking, well, if they didn't win anything, then the winners must have been amazing. So lucky you, Melissa. I should have thought about just flitting over for it, because I know they do a great exhibition. Marilyn's just finishing the original one. I think it was a few years ago, Marilyn, but it's actually quite a good, nice little pouch. So, here's her scraps. And some selvages and some scraps in there. Makes for good stuffing. Just use the gingham on the inside. When I say gingham, it's one of the Creating Memories fabrics. Hi, Tony. Hi, Sue. But it is, a classic gingham, and also use that on the binding here. I'll switch to the overhead so that you can see it a bit better. Hang on a minute. There we are. I'm going to hide that, and we want that solo on. so you can see it on here. So it's got the little embroidery on here, just a little bit of embroidery, the hexies that wrap around it. And then the pattern comes with 2 little cutouts to make these little, make your own zipper tabs, sorry. And just a little bit of embroidery on those as well. And then it's just got a standard dress zipper in it. You could put a fancy zip in there as well if you wanted to. But this one's, and our kits have just got the standard. So I just need to photograph that, and we'll get that up on the website. And if you order now, it will be the new kits, not the old kits. I don't think we have any of the old kits left. Missed a couple of messages there. You are one of the winners. Oh, Melissa, well done. I'll have to search it out. Well done. What else did I miss there? Laura, wish I had time to show Miss this year. Seen lots of pics and quilts are amazing. Yeah, I'm hoping eventually they'll put them all up on their website. So I'll go and check that out there. Congratulations, Melissa. Well done. Mainly applique, amateur and professionals. That was in one section. You were in with the professionals. Well done. Okay, so that's Jojo's Garden. I'll pop the link in for that in a minute. That's really lovely. Hi, Carleen. What else have I got to show you? I have got to show you not much. We've had these around for a fair while. I'm going to switch back to the other camera, see if you can see them, but I saw some as I was walking out. So if you need a little gift to yourself, these are little door signs or signs to put in your sewing studio. There's a whole heap of different ones, and we can do custom ones to a point. This one says, "This is my happy place." This one says, "Oops, warning, I'm partying in here." And there's a whole stack of different ones, like Grandma's sewing room or Grandma's quilting or Nana's or Mum's or whatever it is. There's a whole stack. So they're nice little gifts, maybe for your sewing group for the end of the year and things like that. They're the full-size ones. So as you can see, they're probably about 40 centimetres or 18 inches, 20 inches high. We do have some little half-size ones as well. I'm the amateur, the quilting was by a professional. Oh, I see, I get it. But that's excellent, Melissa. Well done. Hello, Fiona. So these door signs, we've got a whole stack of those, and they're really cool little gifts for sewing friends and that. If you're starting to think about your little sewing group for Christmas, have a look at those. I'll pop the link in a minute, and you'll see that that's sort of similar design that we put on the project that I'm going to show you in a minute. Yes, Carleen, she was missing last week, wasn't she? Notably absent. And no, I did not get a note from the teacher. Now, I wanted to show you this quilt. This is the 90-minute lounge quilt, I call it. It's not a new one. It's a couple of years old. So this is the full size, and it was done in a fabric range that we had at the time. But in the pattern, you actually get 4 different sizes of how to make them. And it literally uses every bit of fabric you buy with no wastage at all. And literally you can make it in 90 minutes if you use my efficient cutting methods. So I'm going to just show you this first. Hang on, I'm going to show you this first. So, oops, I want that solo on. Yeah, so that's the quilt pattern, the 90-minute lounge quilt. That's how it looks. So that's the baby size and then the full size. But I think there's 4 sizes in the pattern. And then this was the largest size that we made out of those fabrics. And it's just so quick and simple. But it actually, you know, if you just want a lounge quilt, it looks really good. And then we have just got, not just, but we've recently got a whole range of William Morris fabrics in. Hang on. In similar colours, which we just think would look amazing in that and would come together really quickly and would suit so many modern decor like lounge rooms and that's because it's just all those neutral, rich colours, but in the beautiful William Morris. Times have changed, so I don't even get to pop on and say hi. Oh, hi, Jeanette. Hi. So yeah, so this is the range. So we are going to re-kit this one, and just in that collection of like tans and blacks and creams of the William Morris, and it should come together so nicely. I'm not going to remake it because, you know, it's silly to make one that's very similar, but I just think it would look very similar and would look lovely. Now you're asking, does it come in, someone asked if it comes in PDF format. Now you've got choices. So I'm going to add 2 links. So you can just go to the website and buy the pattern, which comes with the 4 sizes, and you can choose a kit from whatever size as well if you want to. Or on our academy, we actually have that academy is our classroom, so where I do all the online classes and things. On the academy, you can actually purchase the class for $20, and you can then download each size as a PDF, but you also get video tutorials. So when I did this quilt a couple of years ago, I literally videoed all the quick cutting and the quick sewing and the chain piecing. So you should be able to make it through with me like in about 90 minutes if you're organized and good to go. So that's, hi Anita, that's another way of purchasing it. So you can just buy the pattern if you're good at reading patterns, and then you can just have it, and that's a paper pattern that we'd send. You can just have it and follow it and make your own. Or you can sign up to the class in the online classroom, and then you can still just download and print the patterns. They're all in there. But also you can watch the videos of step by step just to see the efficient way of doing it. So quick cutting, really quick way of choosing your fabrics, layering them and cutting them, and then sewing and chain piecing them all together without any matching seams, and you will have it finished in 90 minutes. I'm not actually giving a guarantee there. Don't come back and claim on me, but you should be able to have it done in 90 minutes. So the class is just $20, and so if you get it through the class, it's $20. If you buy the pattern on its own, I think maybe it's $16.50. And so for the extra $3.50, you're getting the step-by-step class. So I think I've put the link in. I'll just put it in again, Deb. So and has it gone in? I'll probably put it in 10 times now. There it is there, 90-minute Quilt Academy class. It just went in the comments, the link's there. And yeah, and then it's all there for you. And I think from memory, in the welcome to getting ready for your class, it will have links to the website where you can order the kits if you want them. So if you want us to do your kit in whichever size in those fabrics, and there was a couple of people there that said, yes, book me one, you can either do it through the class and then order it, or you can order it on the website, and it will be those fabrics. But you can just email us and say you want those fabrics, or Joe will contact you from your comment in the comments there tomorrow and work out which way you want to do it, whether you want the pattern sent with the fabrics or you want to get it from the classroom and have the videos to work along with. It's up to you how you like to work. But yeah, we've been saying for a while we've got all those fabrics, and we ordered them specifically because we knew they would all work, and they actually look so rich and lovely. I have a brown lounge. Yes, my kids tell me I've had that lounge for 15 years and it's time to get another one. But why do they think you need another one when it still works okay? The brown lounge, and most people have like a grey or a brown or a tan or a white or a cream lounge. There's not too many coloured lounges, and those colours would work on all of them. Hi, Joe. Hi, Diane. The price for the kit, if I just click, I don't know if I can click on that link. Let me see if I can. No, I can't click on that link to take me to the website. But if you click on that link, it'll have the price for all the kits on there. Yes, Hillary, it's just it's when you need a quilt quickly, or you just want a quilt for yourself, and you don't want to spend hours and hours, matching points and cutting heaps of things. It doesn't have to be a really tricky, intricate sort of quilt pattern when you just want to use it. Yeah, black, it would look nice on black, Pauline. Star follower, Pauline, welcome. But yeah, no, it would, because the William Morris fabrics have got so many tonal depth and variation in them. They're just so rich and gorgeous. As we all know, we like William Morris. Okay, so I had that to show you. And then I did show you this quickly after our retreat when I showed you all of our projects, but tonight I'm going to properly show you our badge buddy. So this is our badge buddy. I'm just going to hide those and hide that. And okay, we're here. Okay, so this is our badge buddy. So you can see my little sewing machine design there that was on the door hangers. But that is actually just the hanger that this little wall hanging hangs on, okay? So it's got like an open slit there, and you just make a little sleeve and you slide it on there. We've got heaps of hangers like this. Most of them are 20 inches wide, and you can just hang any little wall hanging on them. It's really easy to add just a little sleeve to the back, not sewn in. In fact, mine's only Roxanne glued on. I haven't even slip stitched it down. That's really naughty. Hi, Margaret. Hope you got home safe and sound. And this is our badge buddy. So I think I talked to you about it before, but for all of our events and retreats and events and everything, we spend a lot of time and effort doing a really nice name tag. And I know a lot of people do that. And some that I've taught at that, like this one, for example, wasn't my own event, but I was a guest designer and they had these made and I got that name tag. Now, a lot of them, Jo has, earlier before we had a nice laser machine, she would like scrapbook and make very special name tags, and I've kept them all, and I think a lot of people keep them all, which makes me very happy because we put a lot of effort into making a special name tag. A lot of people use them when they're going to other groups and that as well, just so they've got a name tag. But what do you do with them all? They were all hanging on a chain, literally hundreds and hundreds of lanyards and things hanging on a chain downstairs. So this is one of our projects from ASA that both gave them a new technique to try, new to some technique to try, and also gave you hi Lynette, hi Di, gave you somewhere to store your badges. And it's made with these quilt as you go hexies. So that was a new technique for them to try and something they could do completely by hand on the retreat. But if you had more badges, so mine aren't all on there. When I had them all on there, I'm full to the brim. But you just add more hexies down the bottom and you can just make it longer and longer and longer. And then you've got them all stored nicely. Just you're not going to put it in your lounge or something, but if you put it in your sewing room or your craft room or somewhere, then there's your collection. I've got another project that I keep all my pins and things on, but I think I would like that as well. So Fiona said, I've started the 1/4 inch hexagons to make flowers. That's an inside story for Fiona, but she was very competitive and won a prize, and her prize was to make like 500 1/4 inch hexie flowers before next year's retreat. So she's embraced the challenge and she's onto it. She's even bought more. So in the pattern for the badge buddy, you can buy the hanger separately, so you don't have to buy that. But in the pattern for the badge buddy, you get templates for cutting out the pieces because they have to be a certain size. The size that I did them is not a standard. It's 1 3/4 inch hexies finished. So I just worked out a size that was not too big, about the same for each badge. And then you have to get the seam allowance and everything right so that it's not too small. So I think the templates in the patterns are actually a clear acrylic, not the green. I'll just use it on a scrap, but it shows up better on the camera then. But that comes in the pattern, so you've got that, it's going to make the right size. So I thought I would demo Quilt as you go hexies tonight. I know a lot of people probably have done them. There's lots of projects that have been around for years. In fact, it's one of my unfinished projects or my works in progress. I don't have many, but I have got one from years ago that I should finish up. But they tended to be much bigger, and the acrylic templates were, like this big, and then you end up with like a 2 inch sort of or bigger hexie. So this is a sort of a little mini one. So I thought I would show you a quick demo on this. I'm going to switch to overhead. Now remember last week I showed you this rotating cutting mat, and I've just realised I didn't bring any fabric up. But that's right, I'm sure to have some fabric here. I'm really bad about packing up after each live. So there's old demos and old bits and pieces everywhere. So I showed you this rotating cutting mat last week. Now some of the girls on retreat had these, and I told them to bring a rotating cutting mat, but I've only got big ones, like the big Matilda Zone one is a really good one. Some people have got the Sue Daly ones. I've got the really big Olfa one, which I don't like at all. It doesn't spin very well at all. Anyway, they had these ones, so of course we had to go out and find them because they were perfect to fit in our template bag I showed you last week, and perfect to have next to you on the table, so you don't have to get up to a cutting table. It says right next to you, you can do a little one. So let's find some fabric. Okay, so I've got all my Tilda Jubilee fabrics here from demoing the monkeys and lollipops, sunshine and lollipops, which must be due out soon. The next one must be fairly close. So for our hexie, we need an inner piece and an inner piece of batting or some sort of middle bit, and then we need a backing piece which wraps around onto the front. Okay, so in this case we cut one of fabric. Now what you can do is, if you've just got a strip like this, I put one straight edge on the straight edge and then just cut the rest. Now if you're wanting to cut a lot at a time, then you would fold it up and as small as possible, about that length, so you're not wasting fabric, and you can cut through lots of layers at once. All about efficiency, remember. But I'm just going to demonstrate one because it's going to be of no use to me, one single one. And I'm just using a little rotary cutter, and then I can just spin. So we're not trying to do this and actually being dangerous. And there's my middle one cut out. Now with my batting, this is where particularly, I'm just using old scraps of batting, so all the bits that you cut off the edge when your batting has to be bigger than the quilt top, and you get all these little wasted bits off. So that one, potentially, I would cut lots at a time because you're going to always have the same batting. So again, put it on the straight edge, cut, spin, so you could be cutting several layers of that at a time. Okay, and then my backing fabric, which comes along across to the front, we need it out of the large template. So I'm going to put that on a straight edge. Just makes one less side that you have to cut. If you've already got a straight edge, you might as well use it. Okay, and there's my backing piece. Nice sharp blade helps, and I'm just using a small cutter, but you could use a 45mm as well. And that's the 3 pieces I need to make one Quilt As You Go hexie. Okay. Quick sip. So then what we do is you can use your template if you want to get it exactly centered, and pop that in the center, and then put this one on top. I'm just going to switch my iron on. And do I have an ironing mat here? Surely I have an ironing mat here somewhere. Yes, I do. I'm just going to press this fabric because it is a little bit creased. It's been folded up under the table. Hi, Tina. Hi, Caroline. Sorry, I wasn't looking up. A small round one from the Scissor Man. I've never looked at his rotating ones, Margaret. I'll have to look next time. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a quick press. Now, you could, if you had scraps of iron-on Pellon or a fusible interfacing or Parlon, you could use a fusible and you could fuse that to that, and you know it's not going to move. So nothing wrong with using a fusible. You could also just put a little bit of spray-based or a little stick of glue on there so it doesn't move. But I'm not too worried about that. So what we need to do next is find my Roxanne's glue. And this is the way I did it on these little ones. So you can either just finger press or you can press each side in. And it's good to go clockwise or anti-clockwise, like around it. So you're going to go in once and then in twice. So what I do is I fold it in once and then I put a few dabs of Roxanne's and fold that in. And then you go to the next one. So just give that a press to hold it. If you're lucky enough to have an iron there. Glue your next one. And you're going to fold till it meets the edge. Do I need to zoom in? Can you see this okay? And then fold it in until those 2 points, I put a bit much glue there, till those 2 points are nicely mitered there and matching. Let me zoom in a bit. The templates come in the pattern, Marion. So I will put the link up to the pattern in the middle. I'm not quite sure, but they come with the pattern. So it was $22 or something, and you get the templates as well. Hi, Brenda. Did I see the small boards? Or do you mean do I sell the small boards? Yes, we showed them last week. I put the link in last week's live. So they're actually on the homepage under new still. So we do sell the small boards. They're good now that I've discovered them. Okay, so again, not so much glue this time. My bottle's nearly empty. So in to meet the edge and then over. I mean, you could do it without glue. You could clip it. You could wonder clip it and then sew. But you know I like glue. Just holds everything where it needs to be. And see, I'm just gluing one side at a time just so that my corners are glued down. Maybe I could glue the whole lot at once. But you're aiming to get a perfect mitered corner on each corner. That's why we do one at a time, so it meets perfectly at each corner. I'll just do 2 here to be quicker. Okay, that one. And then the last one here, you've got to match both sides. And have that all glued down. So you could pin it, you could clip it if you didn't want to use the glue. No, I haven't used Elmer's, Catherine, just because, oh, why don't I? Because it's not as easy to find for me, I suppose. I have got some somewhere, and I know this is water soluble and it's made for fabric. So I know lots of people use Elmer's. If you can find it, you can try it. A lot of people use the Elmer's glue sticks instead of the Soline glue pen. I don't use those because they're big and thick and you get messy everywhere. So there you go. You've got it all glued up and prepped. And now generally if you're doing it by hand, we would just get like an applique needle and a blending thread, an applique thread, and you would just blind stitch around the inside of those. And I did this all by hand. So I've just stitched, like applique stitched those all down around all 3 sides, all 6 sides. But you could do it by machine. There's nothing stopping you doing a decorative edge stitch or just an edge stitch or a blanket stitch or a decorative embroidery stitch. And you could stitch all those sides down by machine. Then when you've got lots of those, you literally put them right sides together. So I put that like, sorry, right sides together. and then you whip stitch those seams together and then turn them out. Again, you could do that by machine. You could just put those down flat on the machine from the front probably, and do a little decorative stitch that catches both sides. So you could do that by machine as well. Now, the larger hexagons, and why it's called quilt as you go, you tend to normally do some quilting. So you might just quilt across the center of that quilt. So that's what's quilt as you go. You're quilting every little block individually. So, it might just be that you just do a cross on it, or you might do a fancy stitch through the middle and quilt it. So then on the back, you would see a little quilting design on each of your hexies as well. So on a more traditional full-size quilt as you go hexie project, you would also put some quilting in it. But in this instance, they're only tiny. It's going to be stitched there and it's going to be stitched there. So you're not going to get any bobbling of your batting. But also the idea of this is to hang your badges on it. So that's going to hold it together anyway. So that was a little demo on quilt as you go hexies. We do have, I don't think they're on the website, but we do have some larger quilt as you go, just generic plain templates as well in the shop. So if you wanted to try a larger project, it's just great for using up your scraps. And on the center bit, you can put old doilies, crochet on it. You can do stitcheries on it. You can just use fussy cut a nice piece of fabric for the center. You can make the center of each one be something special. And I actually had a plan to do a whole year's project like this in the full size. I even bought a whole fabric range for it, which is still sitting downstairs, because by the time that fabric range came in 6 months later, 2 other people around the world had started a similar block of the week type project using quilt as you go. So, it happens. We have the same, not that it's a new method, but, there's 2 people going to have the same idea at the same time on other sides of the world. Doesn't mean anyone copied, but I just thought, no, there was 2 people doing it. I didn't need to do it as well. Otherwise, people would think I was just jumping on the bandwagon. But anyway, I have a whole fabric range sitting downstairs now that I've got to think of something else to do with. Okay, so did I miss any comments though? Don't think so. Yeah, it's a nice portable project, and it's very, very portable. Now, I was going to, and I suppose I still can, what time are we up to? I was asked by someone in the shop this week, and I don't think she's on watching, but maybe she watches on catch up, on replay. She was having trouble. She's doing the Simply Charm quilts and said that I always said that they're nice and small and really easy to quilt yourself, but she just doesn't have any success with quilting her own projects. Doesn't like the way they look. So could I run through how I based and layer a quilt ready for quilting? So I thought I'd just go through a couple of ways that I do it. It's not the only way, and there's other times I use a different method, but I'm just going to do it in miniature so that you can see it. A couple of ways that I based my quilts, which I don't do that often because, I send them to Tracy. So anything big I send to Tracy because I don't like working with big ones. And she's the expert. We can't all be the expert at everything. Okay, so I've got a couple of little options here. And you can pretend that this is a full-size quilt. We're just doing it in miniature. So we have our backing fabric, which you press and get it nice and smooth. And it should be, if you're doing it on a domestic yourself, then it should be probably about 1 to 2 inches bigger on all sides. If you're sending it to a long armor, it needs to be 4 inches bigger than your quilt top on all sides. So once that's all pressed, did you miss our gin, Amelia? It is a Knocklofty Tayberry gin tonight. We do, Melissa. It's tricky entering them into shows though, because it's not like commercially quilted. It's like collaborative quilting, and there's often, or down here, there's not sections for that. So, but I do like to collaborate with her because I just don't like the quilting part, and she's amazingly better at it than me. Okay, so anyway, I've got my quilt back, nicely pressed, and I put that on my table, and I actually tape it down to my dining room table. So I just use clear packing tape, which I've got a very old table, so I'm not caring if it's damaging it. Well, it doesn't damage it, but it doesn't worry me. So I tape all 4 sides. If it's bigger than the table, then I take the 3 sides that are on the table and the rest hangs over the side. Okay. Diane, yes, I can show you that one day. It's very simple. I can show you that. So I tape. It might just be the corners and in the centers, just so that I know that it's not stretched, but it's all sitting out flat. And when I put my batting on, it doesn't go like this, because by the time you throw your batting over it, what's underneath it all moves. So if it's taped down around the edges, then that's going to stay nice and flat and straight. And then when I get my piece of batting and I put it on top and smooth it all out. So you need to smooth it out. Now, if you take your batting off the roll and it's got a big fold crease in it, you either want to, depends on what sort of batting you've got. Sometimes you want to pre-wash it and pre-shrink it. I don't. But I will just hang it over a clothesline or something for a few hours to get all those creases out. So it's just lost all its creases, okay? But you're going to put your batting centrally on top and smooth it all out so it's nice and smooth. Remember, the backing stuck to the table, so that's not going to move. I didn't bring any tape up, otherwise I would have done that. Once you've got your batting all smoothed out, then you take the quilt top, and again, it's not going to move because the backing is taped to the table, and you'll smooth that out. Okay, start from the center and smooth it all out and get it as straight and even as possible. Now, the method I use is one that Lee Cleland taught me like 25 years ago. A lot of you may not have heard of her, but she was one of Australia's first amazing quilters and teachers, and she taught a lot of machine quilting. There's lots of teachers that do it now, but she was the master at the time. And she used this method, but she pins around all outside edges first, and then she pins across the quilt. I actually tend to start in the middle and work out, just in case I've got any more excess to push out, but then I do finish by pinning the complete outside edge. So I have my big box of pins, and I just scoot them in like that, but don't do them up, okay? Because doing them up is what skews up the 3 layers. You want these 3 layers to stay the same. So I put them about a hand's width apart, so about 4 inches apart, and you'll do that across the whole quilt. Now, if the quilt didn't fit on the table, on the edge of the table I'll put a whole row of pins, and then I'll unstick and I'll slide it up and I'll stick the next section until I do that, and then I'll continue on that. But the bit that's on the table, pin every 4 inches right across. And once you've got it all pinned, as in all the pins in, then you go back and do them up, because it's all held 3 layers evenly together then, and it won't move. So I also do, instead of at the beginning like Lee did it, I do it at the end, right around the outside edges. Because you need to be keeping these 3 layers together as you quilt, whether it's walking foot quilting or straight or free motion quilting. You want all 3 layers to move under the feed dogs or through the machine together. When you get the like the pull sort of look on your quilting, which is what the issue was with the lady in the shop, it's because the top layer is pulling this way and the underneath layer is pulling the other way, and they don't go through together. There's also techniques while you're quilting of holding the 3 layers together firmly with your hands as you move it through. But so I go right around the outside edge, quite close. I do have a very big box of pins. I think I bought a box of 1,000 years ago, and I'm still using the same box. You lose them. I find pins everywhere, but I'm still using my same box of 1,000. Okay, so once I'm finished, then I'll go back and do them up. And you can see when I'm doing up, see how it's moving the layers? Even if it was stuck down, it's then pulling the layers up. So if I tried to do them up as I was pinning, I would risk moving the layers and they wouldn't all still be sitting flat. But it's really easy now to just lift it up. And I could untape to do this and do them all up. And I know those 3 layers are then going to be all held together, and hopefully we'll get no puckering on the back and no pulling on the front. The other important thing is that you do need to use a walking foot and or a darning bouncy foot for free motion, again, so that it feeds those 3 layers through together. Okay, so there's my quilt top basted, ready for quilting. And obviously when you're quilting, if you come up to a pin, you just remove it as you come right up to it, and then you go on to the next section. Now you could also do that with thread basting, so you could just thread baste it all and still instead of pins if you don't have pins. But you know, thread basting takes forever, and then you have to pull it out at the other end as well, and if you stitch through it. So I don't ever thread baste, sorry, never, but I have pins. Now another, if I'm just doing a small wall hanging or something, then I could be quite lazy and just spray baste it. I don't find on large quilts that the spray baste holds, so I only use it on smaller quilts. But if you're spray basting, you just get your 3 layers, and I think I forgot to cut this apart. I did, and I don't think I've got a pair of scissors here. Surely I have. Not a good pair, but let's see if we can. Not an ideal pair of scissors. Okay, so I've got my backing fabric pressed wrong side down. Then I've got my batting, smooth that out on top. Then my top piece, smooth that out on top. And then I take my trusty 5i5 temporary adhesive, which is actually made for quilt basting, so it's acid free, no stain. And what I do, excuse me, I'm just going to sneeze. Now I'm going to tell you that you should go outside and do this, and don't do it on your cutting table or on your ironing board. But I'll tell you to do that, but it's do as I say, not as I do, because I always do it on my cutting table and my iron board, and I get a lot of overspray. But anyway, if you've got a lot of excess outside, you're probably going to be right, and just be a bit careful. So for a small one, I will fold half of it back. And this is actually already been quilted. It was one of my Quilt As You Go things I did that I'm going to make into a bag or something, but I'll just show you on this. Light spray, and then fold it back. And then you fold this side till it stops. And you can either spray it on the top or on the batting if you don't know how far to go. And push it down. And then you're going to turn it the other way. And see how that's not completely flat there, because it was just sitting on my table. So smooth it out. Again, fold it back. Spray. And smooth it out before it dries. I do it on the ironing board, and I actually iron it. Iron it to smooth it. I don't know if it makes any difference, but I sort of think that it's ironing the glue to set the glue as well. And it just gives you one more press to make sure you've got everything out smooth. Okay, so that's glued on. Turn it back to the other side. Do another check on the front if you need to press it once more in case it's puckered up. And then that's glue basted, ready to go. Now what you should do, and you can't do this inside, is you should turn this can upside down and go outside and just spray until it comes out clear. Just to clear that nozzle so that it's not blocked, because there's nothing worse than blocking your can of spray glue and you can't use it anymore. So Yeah, and from exactly, Hillary, from experience, don't use the cheap spray. One, the nozzle blocks every time. I've got a whole carton of another brand down there that I can't use any of them because the spray just doesn't come out. They're just all blocked. So 505 doesn't, but to make sure, turn it upside down, spray it out until it's clear. That's what you should do with spray paints as well, so that you don't, if you're not using a can of spray paint all at once, you should clear the nozzle before you store it. So for small things, quite often for small things, if it's not a fusible batting, I'm just using scraps of batting, then I will spray based. But that's how I based my quilts, and hopefully that's given you a few hints and tips of getting the best result without getting puckers and things in the back of your quilt. So I know it's not the only way. There's lots and lots of other ways, I'm sure, and everyone has their favorite. But for those that are getting a bit frustrated because it's not working, then that's how I do it. And again, make sure you use that walking foot, because that makes a big difference as well. All right, so I think that's all I've got to show you tonight. We're a bit quicker tonight, under the hour, but that's okay. And you might have, hi Roseanne, hello, just popping in. We're just about to finish, so you can watch it on replay. Yeah, I pop all the links in to the other things. What haven't I put in? I'll put the door hangers. Did that go in? And the badge buddy. They don't go across straight away. Here we are, door hangers. Well, they don't show up on my feed straight away. Oh, badge buddy's there. 90-minute I put in. And Jojo's Garden, I'll put that one in as well. I didn't put the 505 in there, but that's available on the website. But Australia Post have changed rules, and I don't think we're meant to post the 505 anymore, but I'm not quite sure how the supplier posts it to us. So anyway, look at your local quilt shop for that perhaps. Okay, so that's it for tonight. We'll hide that. No other questions. Hello to Mum if you've remembered to watch. You might be there, you might not. Bentley, what are you eating? Out of there. I'm nearly finished. Don't eat the plastic. We're nearly done. We need to draw our winner. We need to draw our winner. Next week, I'm going to try and remember. There's another little cool thing I can do. I think I've mentioned it before, but to go in the prize draw, you have to guess the word of the night and you have to comment the word, okay, to go in there. All right, let's get a winner. Jeanette, you came in halfway through. Are you still here? Are you still with us, Jeanette? Let's see. I know she came in late, so let's see if she's hung in. Jeanette Warner. Are you still there, Jeanette? Are you still with us? Yes, there you are. Okay, you are the winner tonight. So send Jo a message, or if there's anything else you want. Hi, Barb. I hadn't noticed you there before. And send her your details and have a conversation, and she will get something out to you. All right. Hope you pick something up. There's a few new things there to inspire you. But don't forget the 90-minute quilt. We'll start cutting those kits as soon as the orders come in, but they're all good to go. And we'll see you all next week. Yes, we'll see you all next week. Okay, bye for now.